What's up, guys? Jimmy here with another Lots of Games video. So I asked 800 people, now it's almost 900 people, on how much the PS5 would cost. Now, I did a poll asking all of you guys, and almost 900 of you guys have actually taken the poll and have given your price prediction on what you thought the PlayStation 5 would cost. Now, as a lot of you guys know, unfortunately, Sony will not be attending the E3 for 2019, and E3 is something that I watch every year. I love watching the Sony press conferences. You know, I watch all the press conferences. Some are better than others, but it's when I first heard this, I was like, oh man, that's rough. That really hurt. The CEO for Sony not too long ago was interviewed, and he said, at this point, what I can say is it's necessary to have a next generation hardware. So at this point, we know for sure that it's not a matter of if, but when the PS5 will drop. You know, about a week or so ago, I was doing my video for the top 100 PS4 games of all time. And I'm like, my goodness, the past 5 years, Sony has really brought it. They've supported third parties and they've brought some really great exclusives. But you know, seeing that it's been 5 years of the PS4 has been here, and I honestly don't want the PS4 to go anywhere anytime soon. The reality is that to create some of these AAA games, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 years. So obviously, developers out there should probably have a development kit or development kits to develop their new upcoming games or exclusives on the PS5. So with that, I put out the question, how much will the PlayStation 5 cost? And actually it was pretty overwhelming, the answer I got from you guys. Almost 900 votes, 54% of you guys said that the price will be 500 bucks. 24% of you guys said 400, and 22% of you guys said 600. And with this poll, I actually got some pretty decent comments from you guys letting me know what you thought about the price prediction for the PlayStation 5. And it's a watch list bait said 400, either 4 or 5, meaning $500. I don't think Sony is dumb enough to pull another $600 console again. So for those of you guys that don't know, years ago when the PS3 dropped, they did have a price point for their system for the PS3 of $600, and that was a rough go. You know, obviously the PS2 was something that sold like crazy. You know, one of the best selling systems of all time. It might even be the best selling system of all time. I believe it is, but you know, well over 100 million systems sold. But when the PS3 dropped, it was, you know, there was anything like it. It had its own unique technology architecture, a cell processor, and it had a really hefty price tag. And there were early adopters, obviously. There were PlayStation fans who were like, I don't care, I'll sell a kidney, I'll sell my collection, whatever it takes, I need this system. But the system really struggled as terms with sales, and it wasn't until they released the PS3 Slim at 300 bucks, that's when things really started to pick up. But having it at $600, it shortly got a price drop after that. And once it got a price drop, it started to sell a little more. You know, that 600 price was just really, really too steep for a lot of people out there. BM says 400. He says, I guess 400, but I'm ready for 500. If it'll be 600, I'll wait for a price drop. And I think this will actually be the case for a lot of people out there. You know, when the PS4 first dropped, that $400 price tag, you know, people were like, oh my gosh, look at some of the games that Sony's gonna be releasing on the PS4. They've got games a lot of people are working on. I'm gonna get this system. That $400 is totally doable. And the first year, the PS4, you know, the PS4 is still selling well, but that first year it was very doable. 400 bucks, especially when they're comparing it when the Xbox One first launched. Xbox One, when that first launched, it was 500 bucks. So the $400 price tag, that's decent, but you know, a lot of people are like, you know, I kind of expect it might be 500 bucks. Dakota Santorizo said 400, I'll wait a year if need be. Consoles at launch are always the most inferior version. Actually, Dakota kind of has a point. Not to say that I don't regret getting my PS4 on launch day. I was really happy that I did, but at the same time, oftentimes with these new consoles, especially when they're super powerful, there's sometimes major issues. And the worst case scenario was back when the Xbox 360 launched, that thing sold like crazy, but most of those systems had the red ring of death or some type of overheating problem. So Dakota's kind of right. Not to say that the PS5 is going to have problems at launch, but you know, as the system gets released down the road, if there's any kinks in the system or kinks in the armor, they'll be able to fix that. A lot of people, as you said, overwhelmingly said, you know, it's probably going to be around $500. PlayStation 5, when it drops, is probably going to be around $500. And going back with E3 and how Sony's not going to be here for E3, from their statement they released, they said, you know, they've been attending the E3 for well over 20 years, and that they have a lot of fans. They don't want to disappoint. They want to bring the best. They will be having something for 2019. We don't know what it is, but whether it's some type of reveal or presentations or some type of Nintendo Direct, they will be having something. And here's my hope. Going back to, well, I was really disappointed that they're not going to be attending E3. Here's my hope. I am hoping that Sony, whatever they do, whatever presentations they bring us PlayStation owners, I hope they nail it. I hope they hit it out of the park. Reason being, when it comes to the end of 2019, we can go back and look at what Sony did for 2019 and go, you know what? Sony did such an incredible job at engaging gamers, trying something new. They didn't go to E3, but you know what? What they did was really great. I cannot wait to see what they have to bring us in 2020. Granted, as they mentioned, they don't have a whole lot of games because they canceled PlayStation Experience, but perhaps by the middle of 2019 they'll have something really special put together. Who knows what it'll be, but I'm hoping it's something great. I'm really happy so far to be a PS4 owner. It'll be really interesting to see what Sony has moving forward. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, guys. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you later.